it, y'all. Take me higher, Lord. Take me higher. Hey, love muffins. It's peace God. Okay, I want to have a discussion. And we don't have to be friendly, okay? This is the video where I don't want you to be friendly. I want you, if you have a diva that you support, come with it. Leave your comments. I want factual comments, inspirational comments as to why certain divas are your diva. Because every time I post something on lovebscott.com and I step a little bit out of line with one of your divas, y'all come for me. You know, whether it's the Whitney fans, the Beyonce fans, you know, the Mary J. Blige fans, Madonna fans, the Celine Dion fans. I mean, I don't know. It's like, whoever your diva is, I want you to bring it, okay? And the reason why I played Mariah Carey's Lead the Way from her Glitter album is because that's one of my requirements for my diva. You need to be a vocalist, okay? Performing will only get you so far in my book because at the end of the day, I'm not going to be watching you all the time. I'm not going to be watching you in the car. I'm not going to be watching you while I'm washing my dishes. I'm not going to be watching you while I'm laying in my bed, having me a nice cocktail. So you need to have the vocals because I can't envision you, you know, dancing and stuff. I can't see all that. And that has a time and place. That has a purpose too. When I want to go to a concert, when I want to watch something on TV, that's one thing. But in order for you to be my diva, you need to be a vocalist. And I consider Mariah Carey to be one of the trilogy of vocalists that I believe that are in the trilogy. And the trilogy the members are Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Celine Dion. And the reason why I group them together is because their vocals are undeniably, I don't care. That's a generation before me, you know, 2 generations before me that has Aretha Franklin, the Patti LaBelle's and all, and they feel like, how dare you call these 3 the vocalist of all vocals in the trilogy. Well, that's my opinion. I have my opinion. And I'm not dumb. I'm not deaf. There has never been a Mariah Carey before. There's never been a Whitney Houston or a Celine Dion. Those vocals are undeniable. They are ridiculous. Sometimes I think that we get so caught up and listen to them that we take them for granted. We compare them against themselves. You know, people say, well, Mariah doesn't sing the way she used to sing. But the thing is, you ain't comparing her against nobody else. She still sings better than everybody else in the music industry right now, even if you believe that. But Glitter wasn't so long ago, and I feel like Lead the Way, vocals on Lead the Way are some of her best vocals ever. Going all the way back to 1990 and to present day. Those Lead the Way vocals are something fierce. And not only that, I have to have a personal connection. The main reason why I connect with Mariah Carey is because she's interracial. And when I was growing up, I felt like an outsider. And so she actually had a song called Outside on her Butterfly album that really connected with me. Her lyrics. Not only does she come and give you the vocals and the arrangements a lot of times for her songs, she writes her songs. She writes her own hits, okay? Unless I'm mistaken, I think 16 out of her 17 hits she wrote or co-wrote, okay? And let me not get started on the records, okay? Miss Mariah Carey is only behind the Beatles and Elvis for the most of #1 singles ever. So to reach #1 on Billboard, she's the only one behind 2 other people. Elvis is dead, and the Beatles, okay, are basically kaput as well. So she's the only living artist. She has the most #1 hits for, you know, that's still current and they still produce songs, okay? And she's been #1 77 weeks, a cumulative 77 weeks. You think about that. How many weeks? 77 weeks? My goodness. Think about it now. And she's only behind Elvis when it comes to that. But I'm not going to get into all those records because there's not many that she doesn't have. And I also love Mariah because if you just think about it, she has influenced our whole entire generation. You know, singers like Beyonce said that when she heard, you know, Visions of Love, she knew that she had to be a singer. Christina Aguilera said she remembered listening to the song and she ran downstairs and she said, Mommy, you know, I found, you know, the great new voice, you know, the one of the best singers ever. You know, that's how people respond to her. Nelly Furtado learned how to sing to Mariah. You know, and Mary J. Blige was actually, that's the reason why I was so upset about her recent comments, and I hope that her recent comments about Mariah were misconstrued and she didn't mean it the way she said it, because, you know, Mary has been a big supporter of her, and that she credits Visions of Love as inspiring her when she used to live in the ghetto to have hope. Okay? So I just feel like, you know, that's the reason why I love Miss Mariah Carey. Yes, I am. B. Scott will forever be a lamb. Okay? And that's not a bad thing. Doesn't mean that I can't support other artists. I support all other artists. I used to go to Love B. Scott any day, every day. I do. But I'm just saying, I personally connect to her for those reasons. And it's so sad because sometimes I feel that people get so caught up in Mariah's image or how she acts or how she dresses that they discredit how talented she truly is. She is a force to be reckoned with. I mean, truly, when it's all said and done, when people get to writing down in those history books how much of an influence she has had, I argue that it probably will be one of the most significant ever on music. And it's funny because you just don't hear it, you don't see it, but she writes some music. She's one of the greatest vocalists. Right? She has been credited by a number of sources like Rolling Stone and I think a couple of others credit her with kind of starting and basically popularizing the whole hip-hop pop collaboration. Okay? And it was true for her. It was true for her. And the only reason she didn't do it earlier than she did was because, Tom Mottola said, "Do you really want to work with those people?" So I'm just saying that, Miss Mariah is the bomb. And she really, like a lot of these new artists out here, they say they write their own songs. They don't write their own songs. They pimp people into adding them on the songs. You can tell that Mariah writes her own songs or co-writes her own songs because they're so deeply personal. And that's a killer combination. That's the reason why when she went through and she fell down with the glitter, people thought her career was over. She was a laughingstock of the world. Everyone had jokes about her. Everyone. But the thing is, she has two threats. She has her vocal power, and then she has a secret weapon of writing a song. So you put those two together, we can make something that's so undeniably personal, that's so undeniably true. She has two geniuses. The genius that God has given her, and the genius that, of writing a song. And that's two things. She arguably, in her own right, is one of the best songwriters ever. Ever. So not only does she show up like the other divas do, the other divas show up, and they sing the song. Somebody gives them the song and they sing it and they, interpret it other people's words. But just think how wonderful it will be to not only have one of the greatest voices ever, but you also are one of the greatest songwriters. So you can sing your words and your voice, both God-given talents. They come together and create something that's indeed splendiferous. And that's the reason, Love Muffins, that I love Miss Mariah Carey so much. And that's the reason why I come to her defense on lovebscott.com. I am impartial, and if you go back to the post, and if Mariah steps out of line, she does something that she should be called out about, I'm the first to call her out because I am not blind. I'm not blind. And there are other major vocalists out there that I feel like, arguably, have the same type of vocal talent and things of that nature. But for me, in my house, I shall serve the diva of all divas, Miss Mariah Carey, because the interracial thing, the lyrics, when my sister died one sweet day, that was my saving grace. It resonated in my spirit, and it helped me and it held me, those words, knowing that my sister looking down at me and one day I will see her again. That's some deep stuff. When your words has the ability to affect and uplift other people, you can sing gospel, you can sing jazz, you can sing hip hop, you can do pop, you can do it all. Miss Mariah Carey can do it all. Okay, adult contemporary, what's current. I mean, she's played across the board. When you can hear her in Walmart, all the way to the clubhouse, honey, sister girl. Okay, anyway, tell me why your diva is your favorite diva. Give me facts. Give me why she's better than Mariah Carey, why she's better than Whitney. Tell me why. I want to know. Go ahead and ring the alarm, like Beyonce would say, and let me know who's your diva. I want to know. I want to put an end to this. Go ahead and fight. Fight it out then. On that note, double kisses. Mwah. Mwah.